I had been addicted to opiates for quite some time. You know, it started off with pain pills and then of course progressed into heroin. And I had been using heroin maybe a year at the point that I overdosed. Next thing I remember is I'm waking up, Grand Strand Hospital attached to IVs, and walked out into the waiting room after ripping everything out to hear the doctor, you know, telling my parents and family that I had passed and there was nothing more they could do. My dad, he was in and out of the picture for one reason or another. It was a broken home, a lot of screaming, breaking things, some abuse. It wasn't very pleasant. It was actually my mother who had saw a flyer for a Father's Place somewhere, and she had gave it to me and said, "You need to call these people." And I put it off, and I was like, well, I'll commit to an email. So I sent an email and I was told, you know, come in. So when I got around to coming in, I didn't know what to expect. You know, it's tough to admit that you don't have it together, especially being a man and going to tell other men, hey, something's wrong. But when I walked in, all those fears were just shed at the door because I was greeted so warmly within my first few steps. And I had just knew that I was at a place to where I could be honest without being judged, and that there was genuinely people that wanted what was best for me. I have a son and a daughter, so you know, every day I'm cognizant of the fact that I am a role model in my home. My daughter's going to be looking at me and how I treat my wife, and likewise my son's looking at me to see, you know, how I'm treating my wife, to see how he should treat women or treat people in general. I try to always go the extra mile, you know, with my kids and pay attention when I'm interacting with anybody, just so they can see, okay, Dad's a good guy, this is how I'm supposed to treat people, and teach them, you know, the importance of respect, character, and integrity.
I'm very transparent. That's one way I build trust. You know, I'm very transparent. So my failures in life, my mistakes in life, my bad choices in life, I have no problem sharing those with the men that I encounter, because I think that if you're not careful, you'll look at the way we dress, you'll look at the desk, you'll look at the computer, you'll look at the necktie and say, you know what, I can't relate to these guys. But the truth is, that's just policy and procedure. We're men just like you, and our ultimate goal is for you to win, because if you don't win, we don't win.
Over 23% of children in our nation are growing up in a father-absent home. That's 17 million children. 71% of high school dropouts come from a father-absent home. Teen pregnancy is higher, 5 times more likely to live in poverty. Any metric that you can name, father absence plays a key role in that. Those metrics, when it comes to attainment and success, are just so much higher when a dad is actively engaged. We are a program for fathers that want to be great dads. We create what's called a one-man plan, and that's a list of goals and objectives that you're going to work on while you're in our program. And those have a timeline, because we're here to help men. We're here to help fathers move forward. And so we're big on goal setting, we're big on setting a target, and let's work towards that target. So I consider us a one-stop shop. You walk in, we're going to do a comprehensive assessment, and we're going to come up with that unique plan for each man. Then there's the group work. In each of our offices on a weekly basis, we have peer support meetings, and sort of looking at the man in the mirror, anger management, conflict resolution, all those great topics that fathers and men need to discuss.
We are a nonprofit fatherhood initiative that helps dads become better dads. Doesn't matter what walk of life you come from, doesn't matter if you're struggling or not struggling, doesn't matter if you're in poverty or if you're making $1 million a year. If you're a father who wants to become a better father, we can work with you.
You never graduate out from a father's place. You always graduate up. You graduate up to the next level. You graduate up to becoming a recruiter, an alumni, a mentor for other fathers. Many people sort of stigmatized the fatherhood initiative and said it's just for the sort of the broken dads club. You got to have something majorly wrong. You got to have a child support issue or being denied visitation. We are here for great dads who want to become even greater. So there's something for every father in our program. There is something for every man to not only learn and gain, but also to give. They always say that the biggest room in the world is a room for improvement. And as a father, even living in the home, there's still room for improvement, right? Because you can be physically present but be emotionally absent. Our mission is to engage and empower fathers in the positive support of their children through goal-oriented programs so they can be the great dads that they're called to be.